This is the Emotional Vocabulary Series by Duenas. Today we will address the emotion of indignant or indignation. Why does indignation burn so fiercely, and how can we channel it for positive change? Let's explore the emotion of indignant or indignation, its roots, its power, and its role in fighting for fairness. Introduction. Indignation is a moral emotion that arises in response to perceived unfairness or injustice. It reflects our innate desire for fairness and equity, motivating us to challenge wrongs and advocate for change. While indignation can drive constructive action, it can also become destructive if not managed effectively. Understanding this emotion allows us to channel its energy into meaningful pursuits, fostering both personal growth and societal progress. Definitions. Layman's definition. Indignation is the feeling of anger and frustration caused by perceived unfairness or injustice. Clinical definition. Indignation refers to a moral and emotional response to perceived violations of fairness, often characterized by anger, frustration, and a desire for justice or accountability. Perception and expression in everyday contexts. Indignation manifests through assertive behaviors, vocal objections, or activism. It is often accompanied by heightened emotional arousal and a sense of moral clarity. Origins. Evolutionary roots. Indignation may have evolved to reinforce social norms and fairness, motivating individuals to address and rectify injustices within groups. Cultural dimensions. Cultural values shape expressions of indignation. Societies with strong norms around justice and equity often encourage indignation as a catalyst for social change. Biological mechanisms. Indignation activates the amygdala and prefrontal cortex, engaging emotional and cognitive processes related to fairness and decision-making. It often triggers a stress response, including elevated adrenaline and cortisol levels. Effects of indignation on psyche. Indignation fosters a sense of purpose when channeled constructively, but can lead to chronic anger or frustration if left unresolved. On daily life. This emotion shapes habits and behaviors, often motivating individuals to advocate for change or address perceived wrongs. On family and friends. Indignation within relationships can create tension or foster growth, depending on how conflicts are navigated. In the workplace. Indignation in professional settings often drives advocacy for fairness but may also contribute to conflicts if poorly managed. On freedom. When constructively addressed, indignation expands personal freedom by empowering individuals to challenge injustices and seek fairness. Examples. Personal story. A tenant feels indignant over unfair rent increases and organizes a tenant advocacy group to address the issue. Societal behavior. Indignation over systemic inequality fuels social justice movements and advocacy efforts. Historical event. The civil rights movement was driven by collective indignation over racial discrimination and inequality. Challenges in mental health while dealing with indignation. Prolonged or unresolved indignation can lead to chronic stress, anger, and burnout. When poorly managed, it fosters divisiveness and hinders personal relationships or collective efforts. Management and mitigation. Strategies. Constructive action. Channel indignation into activism or meaningful change. Therapy. Working with a therapist can help individuals process anger and develop healthier coping strategies. Mindfulness. Practices like meditation and breathing exercises reduce the intensity of emotional responses. Resources: books on advocacy and emotional regulation, support groups for collective action and empowerment, counseling services for managing chronic frustration or anger. Conclusion: indignation is a powerful moral emotion that reflects our deep desire for fairness and justice. By understanding its roots and learning to channel its energy constructively, individuals can turn anger into action and frustration into meaningful change. Emotional intelligence around indignation empowers us to advocate for fairness while maintaining balance and perspective. This was the emotion of Indignant or Indignation from the Emotional Vocabulary series by Duenas.